My name is Martin Fogg. I'm 47 years old. Until recently, I was a professor at a small eastern college. Until recently, I was happily married. I was a husband and a father. My daughter finishes high school this year. I didn't have a lot of money, but it seemed like a good life, the cozy ivory towers of academia, and a family to come home to. My family and I supported liberal causes. On the weekends, we'd go out to some mom and pop coffee shop and have rainforest coffee. That way we could save the rainforest and spite Starbucks at the same time. Then we'd stand in front of the family planning clinic for a few hours and encourage women to come on in and have an abortion. Looking back, it amazes me that I could have had such an easy life and not be satisfied, but I wasn't satisfied. I needed more. Nancy Mermelstein. We were eventually found out, and because she was one of my students, I lost my job. Because I was married, I'm now divorced, and my daughter hates me. There toward the end, my wife retreated to one corner of the house and communicated through her attorney as I sank into a black hole of self-loathing. The house, the car, the savings, I just gave it to her. I didn't care. I kept a few dollars and got a crappy little apartment just off the Beltway. I'd sit in that apartment for days on end, just watching TV and drinking, until one day I just couldn't drink anymore, and I couldn't watch any more TV. I went out and bought a gun, brought it back to the apartment. I sat down on the couch and loaded the gun. There was a bottle of bourbon sitting on an end table. I shot the bottle of bourbon. Then I shot the TV. No more lies. Then I turned that gun around and I stared straight into the barrel. I was this close, and then it happened. It came over me like the breath of God, and in one fantastic moment, my pain and confusion just vanished, evaporated, gone. The world became transparent, and my path appeared before me with perfect clarity, and in that moment, I knew that I had found redemption. I ran into the bathroom, showered, shaved. I put on my only suit and walked out of that apartment, and I started my life anew. I became a Republican. Look, it's like this, people. There's only one thing worse than being on the wrong side, and that's being on the losing side. I was on the losing side of life because I didn't know what was what. I was looking for some sense of personal validation by aligning myself with a bunch of tra-la-la intellectuals and being correct. What a bunch of jazzola that turned out to be. Look, life's getting tough for the middle-class people, and let's not kid ourselves, it's only going to get worse. And what's important at the end of the day is what you've got in your bank account, baby. That's why I'm walking the walk and talking the talk. Yeah, I'm running with the big dogs now. Look, Republicans are all about wealth, right? So by becoming a Republican, you get to hang around wealthy people, and eventually you become wealthy by osmosis. Perfect. I joined 6 months ago. I've got more money already. Don't laugh. Look at me. Look at this suit. It's nice, right? Yeah, you better believe it. Think you'll ever see me again running around in one of those stupid corduroy jackets with the little patches on the elbow? I don't think so. Anyway, let me tell you how I got my mojo working on this deal. I went to one of these Republican mixers, right? That's where you mix with them, like every third Tuesday of the month or whatever. Anyway, dig this. Last month we set up this big widescreen TV and watched a documentary tribute to Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, a true American hero, brought low in the autumn of his life by the scourge of Alzheimer's. I'll tell you, it made me sick to think of him just tucked away somewhere, away from the people, just slowly turning into a babbling idiot. Well, he's in a better place now. When they showed the footage of him standing next to Nancy and saluting the flag, I'm not ashamed to admit that I cried. I am kind of ashamed to admit that I also lost control of my bowels, but I was there with fellow Republicans, many of whom also cried and lost control of their bowels, so hey, it was cool. By the time that show was over, I swear to God, I think every fly in Philadelphia was in that room. Well, for Christ's sake, people, it was an emotional moment. Anyway, I hate to cut this short, but I've got a 2 o'clock across town, so I got to scoot. Email me, martinfogg@AOL.com. I'll send you some useful information, help get you pointed in the right direction. All right, power to the people.